Alright, for today's recipe we will need some deli sliced roast beef, some provolone cheese, some green bell peppers. We're also going to need some onions, and lastly some fresh garlic. And with these ingredients combined, we can now make some Philly cheese stuffed green peppers. Now, as far as our prepping goes, you want to chop up your peppers almost halfway. Make sure that the bottom piece is actually bigger than the top piece, because you're going to be stuffing the Philly cheese, the roast beef and the cheese on the bottom part. Alright, and you're also going to want to gut it out, take the seeds out, take all that membrane out, the white stuff out. Take your garlic and mince it up. As you see, I really have it finely minced. It took about 4 cloves, whatever you call it. Chop up your roast beef into little pieces, put them in a bowl. And as far as your onions, I have too much onions right there. I'll use about 3/4 of it and just chop that up as well. You're going to want to use about 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 or 4, depending on you. Preheat it, make sure it's nice and hot before you add the garlic first. Alright, now the reason why I add the garlic is because it's going to give the oil itself great flavor. And you want to have this around medium to high temperature and constantly stir it until it starts to caramelize. Alright, until it starts turning golden brown. Once it gets to that golden brown color, that's when you want to add the onions. And you're just going to want to keep stirring the onions in for about 6 minutes, 6, 7, 8 minutes, all depending on how your stove works. And you also want to get the onions to a caramelized color, to a brownish color, if you could get it to that point without it burning. Alright, so just keep stirring, make sure that it all breaks apart. After you get it to that point where you see that the onions is nice and soft and it's starting to really caramelize, then you want to add your roast beef. Alright, now when you add the roast beef, you don't have to cook it all the way. You can just stir it in for a couple of minutes. Mind you, the temperature is on high. And the reason why I say you don't have to cook it all the way is because you're going to put it into the oven, so it's going to be fully cooked. Don't worry about it. Alright, now back to the peppers. Like I said, you want to gut them out. Make sure you take everything out from the inside. And at this point, we want to get our cheese and start fitting it into the bottom of the pepper itself. Alright, as you saw a second ago, I have the roast beef cooling off. I don't want to put it into the pepper itself while it's still scalding hot. I don't want the cheese to melt as of yet, so I'm going to let the roast beef cool off. Now, like I said, just fill the peppers with 1 slice of provolone cheese, and then you could begin to stuff the roast beef, of course, after it cools off. Alright, now how much you use is totally up to you, and also depending on the size of the pepper itself. Alright, now as you see, it's starting to look like something now. And as you can tell also, the roast beef is not fully dark, it's not fully cooked. Like I said, I'm going to put it into the oven to finish cooking. And after you finish stuffing the peppers, or the pepper, depending on how much you use, you want to put another slice of cheese on top. Now what I do is, since the cheese itself, the slice is bigger than the pepper itself, what I do is cut off the edges and I just place it on top, because I'm not trying to waste no cheese. When I put it into the oven, it's just going to melt off and I'm not going to be able to eat it, so I need my cheese. So I just cut off the edges and I place it right on top, so that way hardly any cheese is wasted at all. And now we're ready to put into the oven. Of course, preheat your oven to about 400 degrees, and you're going to place it in the oven anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. It all depends on how your oven works. I put it in there for 26 minutes, I believe, and I want to bake it. I want to put it into the oven to the point where the cheese on top is nice and golden brown. Alright, once you get it to that color, that's how I prefer it, that's how I like it. and that's how I'm gonna eat it. And as you could tell, I have it just that color, nice and golden brown on top. Alright, and as far as what my plate looks like, I just have it with a little bit of brown rice, and I'm good to go, guys. This is something different. You might want to make this for, some company, some guest, a date. You're definitely sure to impress, and it tastes good, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, y'all hold it down.